Hello everyone, I'm Marian and this is Chapter 2, Introduction to Folk Dance. Folk dance is a cultural art form which handed from generation to generation. Kino-convey nito ang culture, beliefs, rituals at occupation ng mga tao in a certain area or nation. Philippines has so many popular folk dances, katulad na lamang ng Carinosa, Jota, Batinggueta, Subli, at Alitaptap. Ano nga ba ang folk dance? Number 1, ang folk dance ay traditional dance ng isang bansa. So, nag-evolve ito naturally at spontaneously sa pamamagitan ng mga experience ng mga tao who developed them. Number 2, folk dancing is the heartbeat of the people. So, bakit? It is because sumasalamin ito sa ating mga customs or kaugalian, ating mga idea, paniniwala o ating pamahiin at ating pang-araw-araw na pamumuhay. Number 3, folk dances are traditional social expression o pinapahayag nito ang mga mitiin, ideals, mores, damdamin at mga kaisipan ng mga tao through the body movement. So yung mga folk dancers, they don't only dance dahil wala lang. They dance to express their feelings, their thoughts, their mores, of course, yung mga ideals nila. Number 4, dancing is outbursts of people's feeling. For many people kasi, dancing prompts to emotional release. So, na-release nila ang kanilang mga feelings through dancing. Number 1, physiological and neuromuscular development of the organic system of our body. So, una is yung physiological development. So, dinidevelop nito ang wide range of our biological systems, katulad na lang ng musculoskeletal, nervous system, cardiovascular, respiratory, digestive, and reproductive system. And for neuromuscular naman, dinidevelop din through dancing yung mga muscles natin, our motors or sensory neurons, necessary para sa mga locomotor function. Number 2, so it is cultural. It depicts the culture of the people. So it is because ang dance is parang naging source of social validation na or pagkakakilanlan ng isang nation or a certain area. Number 3, social and recreational. So, ang dancing is an example of social and recreational activity. So, ang pagsali sa dance event ay hindi lamang makakatulong para i-distract tayo sa ating boredom, depression at mga masamang gawi. Ito rin ay makakatulong sa ating relationship building. We have 3 types of folk dances. Una is national. So ito ay mga traditional dances of a given country. Example is Carinosa. So it is considered to be Philippine national dance. Number 2 is regional or local. Example nito is Itik-Itik of Surigao del Sur and then Sayaw Bangko of Pangasinan. Number 3 is a character. So it is created by individual or group. Number 1 is to foster patriotism and nationalism through the study of our dances. So, pinapaunlad dito ang ating nasyonalismo at pagkamakabayan through studying kasi our dances. Nakakatulong ito upang ma-preserve ang ating o ang mga naiwan ng ating mga ninuno. Number 2, to arouse better appreciation of Philippine music and folk dances. So, kailangan at importanteng tangkilikin at i-appreciate natin ang sariling atin. Number 3, to provide through dancing a helpful form of relaxation and recreation. Number 4, to develop a graceful and rhythmic coordination of body movements that will improve posture. So, it is because dance help us strengthens our muscles and increase flexibility to prevent poor posture. Number 5, to preserve for posterity folk dances and music indigenous to different regions of the Philippines. So, maprepreserve natin ito sa pamamagitan ng pagpropromote ng folk dances and music not just inside our country but also outside. So, sa pamamagitan ng pagpe-perform, like for example, sa mga dancing competition. Last one is to demonstrate the growth of Filipino culture through the evolution of Philippine dances.
Good day! So, the topic that I will be discussing is the characteristics of Philippine folk dance. So first, in general, the dancers stand apart. The dancers are apart in order to move freely their hands and feet. This is to execute the dance move properly. Next is, there is little, if any, bodily contact. It is because Philippine folk dances reflect the culture of Filipinos wherein women are respected and it shows the modesty of Filipino women. Next, and is most of the dances are done by pairs or couples. Most dances in the Philippine folk dances are done by pairs or couples. It is because the theme mainly express courtship dance. For example, is the pantomima. Next is the hand movements plays an important part. It is because every movement corresponds meaning. Next is most dances are in long formation. Next is most dances begin and end with a saludo. Folk dances begin and end with a saludo to show courtesy and respect. Next, dance from lowlands have more foreign elements than those found in uplands. So, dance from lowland have more foreign elements. It is because lowlands were colonized and these colonizers introduced their culture while in uplands foreign elements were not adopted. It is because the place is inaccessible. Last elements is war dances are found in non-Christian tribes, for they were not through the Christian way of living and they were not colonized by Christians. Ethnic tribes solve or settle their conflict by means of war. So the next example is the Sobli Batangas. This dance is one of the most popular dance in the Philippines and the favorite in Batangas. This dance is simply ceremonial in the nature and this is performed as homage to the Holy Cross. The Holy Cross is known by the locals as the Mahal na Poong Santa Cruz, and the Holy Cross plays an important role in the development of the dance. In fact, the Holy Cross is considered at the center of the dance, and without the Holy Cross, the dance will not materialize. So the next classification is in nature. First is occupational dances. It is the depict actions of a particular occupation. Example is planting and punding. Next is the religious or ceremonial. It is associated with religion, vows, and ceremonies. Example is dugso and suwa-suwa. Next is the comic dances. It is depict funny movements for entertainment. Example is kinutan and makungu. Next is the game dances. It is done with play elements. Example is the lubi-lubi and pub. Next is wedding dances. It is performed during wedding fest. Example, panasahan. Next is the courtship dances. It is depict the art of courtship. Example, hele-hele, tadik, and pantomima. Next is the festival dances. It is suitable for people for special occasions. Example is pandango and habanera. Last is the war dances. It is shows imagery combat. Example is sagayan and palu-palu. So next is the classification of Philippine dances in general classification. So first is the geographical extent of origin. The national dances, it is found throughout the islands with little or no modification. So the example is the rigodon. It is originated from Spain. This dance is commonly performed at formal affairs like inaugural balls where prominent members of the government participate, and enjoy. Next example is the Carinosa. Carinosa is a word that describes an affectionate, friendly, and lovable woman. This dance is performed in flirtatious manner with fans and handkerchiefs to assist the dancers. It is the hide-and-seek movements. Next example is the Lahuta Manileña. It is a dance named after the capital city of the Philippines, Manila, where an adaptation of Castilian huta floats with the clacking of bamboo castanets played by the dancers themselves. So, the costume and the graceful movements of the performers noticeables inspired by Spanish culture. So, next is the local dance. The local dance is found in certain locality. Example is the tinikling. Tinikling is considered the national folk dance with a pair of dancers hopping between two bamboo poles held just above the ground and struck together in time to music. It is originated from Leyte province. This dance is in fact a mimic movement of tickling birds, hopping over trees, grass stems, or over bamboo traps set by farmers. Dancers perform this dance with remarkable grace and speed jumping between bamboo poles. Classification is the movements. So first is active. It is with fast and energetic movements. Example is tinikling and maglalatik. Next is moderate. Example is the Carinosa and Tagala. Next is the slow. Example is pasakat and kundiman. Last is the slow and fast. Example is habanera.
So good morning ma'am, good morning classmates. This is my report about folk dancing. So first, those in folk dancing. First, do your research. Second, choose your music. Third, put it on proper. Fourth, don't forget about spacing. First, positions. So, nakikita ninyo na may dalawang pictures dyan. So, ang first picture is raise arm to a circle in a front of the chest. So, the second picture is bring heels close to touch two apart. So, second position, same din po sa nakita ninyo kanina na may dalawang pictures. So, ang unang pictures is open arm, sideward raise below shoulder level with a graceful curve. The second is bring feet apart sideward. So, that's all. Thank you and goodbye. God bless us all.
Good morning everyone. Good morning ma'am. We are the reporter for Lesson 2, Carinosa. Filipino folk dance history is not the history of a single national dance of one or two regions. Dance evolved from different regions which are distinct from one another as they are affected by the religion and cultures. It compasses all the dance forms that have been used by the Filipino through the centuries to express themselves. This dazzling diversity of dance in different forms and dynamics grew out of the times, situation, and experience of all the people and the exposure to the varied cultures and tradition introduced by the waves of colonial rule that have reached the Philippines shores. At the end of the chapter, the students are expected to know the history of Carinosa, appreciate the importance of knowing Carinosa, perform the basic dance step in Carinosa. History of Carinosa. Carinosa was introduced by Spaniards and adopted by Filipinos, particularly in Panay Island in the Visayas. Carinosa is a Spanish word which means the loving or affectionate one. Carinosa is a courtship dance style that represents how man shows interest to a woman that he likes. While the woman is in a shy type move, it is moderate dance where man and the woman dance together, playing hide and seek with the woman holding a handkerchief. A fan is also used by woman fanning herself while dancing to the beat of the music. She then kneels down and continues to fan herself while the man dances around. In turn, she switches with the man in doing the same dance step. The basic step of Carinosa is similar to waltz at the music is 3/4 step. When the music starts, the woman holds her skirt with one or both hands, swaying the skirt at the side while dancing around the floor and swaying around. So, ang Carinosa ay isang uri ng sayaw na ginagamit sa panliligaw at ginagamitan din ito ng pamaypay or panyo. Ang tugtog ng Carinosa ay nagpakita ng malaking impluwensya ng mga Kastila sa Pilipino. Ito ay may 3/4 sa kumpas gaya ng ilang mga sayaw na Kastila. Ang mga instrumento na may pisi na binubuo ng mga bandurya, mandolin, gitara, triangle, tambol, at iba pa. Ang sayaw na ito ay napakaraming bersyon, subalit ang indak ng pagtataguan ay pangkaraniwan na sa kahit saan mang panig ng Pilipinas. Costume. For the woman, the balintawak style costume or padayong and kamisa. For man, barong Tagalog and toser, any color. Woman has a fan hanging at her right side of waist and man has a handkerchief in his pocket. Music, composed of step in which figure. Count 1, 2, 3 to measure.
Basic steps in Carinosa. Formation. Partners stand opposite, facing each other about 6 feet apart. When facing the audience, the woman stands at right side of her partner. 1 to any number of couples may take part in this dance. Figure 1. 3 steps and point. Step 1. Starting with the right foot, 3 steps sideward to the right. Or counts 1, 2, 3. Point left foot in front. Step 2. Position right hand in reverse knee. And place left hand on shirt woman. Waist men. Step 3. Repeat step 1, 2, and 3 alternately 3 times. Take note, in the original form, figure 1 is used as intermission. It is omitted in the arrangement for it makes the dance long and monotonous. Figure 2, forward with point step. Figure 2, forward with point step. Step 1. Partner faces each other in a part position. Starts with the right foot. Move 3 steps forward to meet at the centre. Step 2. Take 4 steps in front, right and left alternately. Step 3. Forward, take 4 steps to place with partner, passing each other by right shoulder. Step 4. Turn right to face each other and close right to left. Figure 3. Back to back with point step. Step 1. Partner meet at the center like figure 2, step 1 position. Turn right to form back to back position. Slightly right to your partner. Step 2. Woman holds skirt. Man places his hand on waist. Step 3. Point right foot in front and shake right index finger at partner's right shoulder. Left hand on waist. Step 4. Step right sideward to be in side by left shoulder. Place right hand on waist. Figure 4. Hide and seek with fan and point step. Step 1. The woman holds and opens fan with her right hand, pointing her right foot and cover her face with fan. Step 2. The man points his right and left foot alternately in front and look at his partner from slightly covered fan on her face. His hand is on his waist.
In Bicol region, the hide and seek movement is done with 2 handkerchiefs held cross diagonally. Each dancers hold a handkerchief at 2 corners which is diagonally folded in triangular form. While the dancer point the right foot, the right hands are held obliquely right upward and left hands are obliquely right upward and the left hands are obliquely left downward. Thus, the handkerchiefs are crossed like the letter X in front between them. The position of hands is reversed when pointing left foot. The change position of hands at every measure they put through the opening of the handkerchiefs above and below alternately. The girl peeps above when the right hands are up and the boy when the left hands are up. Figure 5. Kneeling and fanning with point step. Step 1. Move 3 steps forward to the center. Man kneels down while the woman passes around to stand behind him in the same direction as her partner. Then step 2 is that at the back of man, the woman points her foot left and right alternately in front while the man is looking over his right and left shoulder alternately. Figure 6. Hide and seek with handkerchief. Step 1. Partners meet at the center as a formation in figure 2. Step 2. Man will take handkerchief at the corners in a perpendicular position between their faces with his partner's hand on top at his face level. Figure 7. Flirting with handkerchief. Step 1. Both partners turn right their shoulder to each other. Step 2. Do 8 waltz steps starting with the right foot steps forward. Step 3. Woman holds handkerchief at the corner and places her right and left shoulder alternately and measure and looking back to her partner at the same time. Step 4. The man follows behind the woman while stretching out his right and left hands alternately as he tries to catch the handkerchief. Figure 8. Flirting with lateral hands position. Step 1. Stay moved in 2 waltz. Step 2. Meet at the center with your partner. Step 2. While the woman is in front, the man will take a 6 waltz steps forward. Figure 9. Saludo or final bow. Step 1. Take a 3 steps. Turn right with your partner and bow to each other. Step 2. Woman still holding her skirt while man's hand is still on his waist.
Good morning everyone. So now we are in the lesson 3 of chapter 2, which we are going to discuss the Tiklos dance. In this lesson, the objectives are to know the history of Tiklos, yung pinanggalingan ng sayaw. Second is to appreciate the importance of knowing Tiklos, kung paano nila pinapahalagahan ang sayaw na ito. And third is to perform the basic steps in Tiklos. So, what is Tiklos? Tiklos or Pintakasi is a word in the Waray language that means bayanihan. The first things that comes in the mind when we say bayanihan is sama-samang nagtutulungan. This means there is a group of people who are willing to help their community without any strings attached or payment in return. They work together because they want to see progress in their community. Saan nagmula ang Tiklos? Tiklos is a dance that comes from Leyte. What is the essence of Tiklos sa mga tao? When they meet new people, this dance plays a big role. Farmers agree to work 1 day a week to keep their forests clean, prepare soil for planting, and do other jobs on their farms. They also help each other build houses. At noon, people come together to eat their lunch and rest. When they playing the Tiklos, they are using the music with a bamboo flute, a guitar called a sista, and a tambura or gimbal. It's a kind of drum made of hollow trunk of tree. As for the other people, they are dancing the music of Tiklos. After a long day of work, they now use it as a meeting place before they start working and as a place to relax after they finish their work. So, the costume of Tiklos is dancers are dressed in working costume. The music is divided into 2 parts, the A and the B. The counting is 1, 2, 1, 2. The formation is partners stand opposite from each other about 6 parts apart. When facing audience, girls stand at partners' right side. 1 to any numbers of pairs may take part in this dance. To be executed the basic step of Tiklos. Let's watch this.